Hey there, and welcome back for another update on my penny stock investing portfolio. Now, if you're new to the channel, basically I take real money and invest it into penny stocks using all kinds of different strategies to see what yields the best return on investment. Up to this point, I've invested in different penny stocks by randomly selecting ticker symbols, by looking on Reddit, by looking on YouTube, and by investing in penny stocks that YouTubers are recommending. And today I'm even going to add a couple of penny stocks to the portfolio that were recommended by viewers in the comments section of these videos. But first, let me take you into the portfolio to show you what the return on investment has been so far, and also to talk about some of the biggest gainers and losers. All right, so here is the overall portfolio, and as you can see, over the past couple of months, we have not been doing very well, down 8% or around $130 Canadian. However, the total value of the portfolio is still sitting at over $1,500. Now, scrolling down here, you can see on the left the full list of companies that I've invested in so far, and this column on the right-hand side shows the full all-time return of these investments. So you can see that a lot of them are down pretty big. And really one of the redeeming factors of this portfolio is the diversification, because as you can see, there's wild volatility and wild spreads here all around. And if I had gone all in on a couple of penny stocks, that could have gone really either way. But by spreading out my investments over almost 30 different penny stocks at this point, that diversification is really saving this portfolio, because for every company I have that's down 25% or down 50%, I have another one that's up 62% or 30% or 50%. Anyways, for the biggest losers, I'm going to talk about ACDC, or Extreme Vehicle Battery Technologies Corp, and also Eterna Zentaris Incorporated, because both of these are down well over 40% since I purchased them. So let's start with ACDC. Now, this company is trading for $17 Canadian per share, but if I zoom out, you can see that the performance of the stock since about February of this year has been absolutely abysmal. I currently own 169 shares of this company, and the total value is not great. And this stock was actually one of the ticker symbols that was randomly generated for me, so I didn't actually choose this based on merit. But still, what is this company, what does it do, and why is it performing so poorly? So EV Battery Technologies Corp is a little bit of a misnomer, because it's not exactly fully in the EV battery space. In fact, it's actually pretty heavily into crypto, which is a bit confusing. And while the company does invest in the electric vehicle battery space, it's also started to combine that with cryptocurrency. So for instance, on this press release here, you can see that they've launched a new cryptocurrency smart miner that combines battery technology and that crypto space. Now, the thing about this is that it's supposed to be a carbon negative cryptocurrency mining machine, which sounds interesting for sure, but I believe that this is just at the conceptual stage right now. And if we move to this other press release here, you can see that they've also been investing in crypto mining companies just straight up. So for example, they just spent almost $14 million to acquire Optimal, which is a crypto mining company. And you can see down here in the quote from the CEO that they're talking about pivoting fully into the crypto space. So why is the company performing so poorly when both the EV space and the blockchain and crypto space have both been performing very well over the same period of time? And to that, I think there's two main reasons. First of all, some of the investments that this company is making are pretty speculative and based on projected future growth opportunities. Additionally, I think a lot of people, and investors included, might be a little bit confused about what this company is actually trying to accomplish. Are you in the EV space or are you in the crypto space? Because I don't necessarily see a very natural link between the two of them, and it seems a little bit like they're just trying to latch on to a couple of industries that have a lot of hype and see what happens. You can see that since February of this year, when President Biden was elected and everyone thought that there was going to be a spectacular outbreak of electric vehicles and EV related businesses, the company has not performed well. And realistically speaking, I don't see any indication that that's going to turn around anytime soon. That said, I'm not going to sell out of my position here. It's part of my overall diversified portfolio. And also, I just wanted to see what the ROI would be if I invested in totally random penny stocks. So there you have it. The next company that I wanted to talk about today is Eterna Zentaris Incorporated, which is down about 46% since I invested in it. This is another pretty small company with a market cap of less than 100 million, and the shares are trading at, 60 cents per share. So what does this company do and why are they down so much? Well, they're a biopharmaceutical company that's developing different tests and diagnostics and potentially life-saving medical devices. But as you can see from this right here, a lot of the products that they have in development are preclinical or have not actually gone to market, which means there's no revenue at all. And quite frankly, the third quarter earnings report for this company was less than stellar, with a consolidated net loss of $1.7 million, which I believe is mainly to explain why the significant drop over the past couple of months. You can see where the stock was trading before the earnings report, and you can see where it is now. And really, I think that story tells itself. That said, this is the type of stock that could see really explosive growth at some point down the line if any of their products that are in preclinical and development stages actually make it to market and they start making money. And that's really the deal with a lot of these medical and pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical companies. It's a speculative bet on the potential of future opportunities. So those are some of my biggest losers since I started this experimental penny stock portfolio. But let me talk about the winners now. There's a couple of them that I've already talked about in the past, and I'm not going to rehash all of that here. For instance, DMG Blockchain Solutions, which is currently up 50%, and they're a crypto mining company based out of Canada that's doing very well with the recent crypto bull run. I've also got a lot of regular mining companies, for instance, uranium mining companies that have done very well over the past few months. For instance, Laramide Resources, which is up 62%. But the one company that I want to talk about today in a little bit more detail is this, Storage Vault Canada Incorporated, or ticker symbol SVI. Now this stock is trading for $6.24 Canadian per share, and if I zoom out to the 1 month or the 3 month and the 1 year chart, you can see the performance has been exceptional. And this is actually a very legitimate company, I will say. As opposed to some of the other penny stocks that I have in this portfolio, Storage Vault is actually quite large. In fact, their market cap is $2.33 billion as of the time of this recording. And they actually even pay a dividend, although it's very small. And as you might have guessed at this point, they own and operate storage solutions or self-storage solutions all the way across Canada. And the business is growing really at a rapid clip. You can see that over the past couple of months, they've been rapidly expanding their business. They've been purchasing new assets and they've been going out and acquiring new storage units. So the company is not only growing, but it's actually profitable. And I would say that while I invested in this company, while the shares were trading at less than $5 per share, so technically I considered it to be a penny stock, it's really on the verge of not actually being a penny stock any longer. So overall, since I initiated a position in this company, that is up 25%, and the more research that I do on the company, the more positive things that I have to say. This is really quite a legitimate company. It's got a decent sized market cap, and it's growing and expanding at a very rapid clip. But now it's time to add 2 new positions to this experimental penny stock portfolio. And as you can see, I have $310 available to trade right now. And actually, I should say here that Wealthsimple Trade, which is what I'm using for this portfolio, is actually offering a Black Friday deal that goes until December the 4th, where if you sign up with a referral link down below, you get 4 free stocks valued at between $5 and $3,500 Canadian. So it's a pretty good deal. It's only on for a couple more days. And if you sign up with my referral link, all of the money goes into this penny stock portfolio, allowing me to test out new investing strategies. And actually, all of the money that I've ever earned from Wealthsimple referrals is in this penny stock portfolio right here. Anyways, I'm going to initiate 2 new positions here, and I'm going to invest $75 per company. About a month ago, someone by the username was a Millennium Bug programmer said that I should look into crypto penny stocks and provided a list of a few options. So I actually looked into each of these different companies and selected a couple of them that I thought were the most interesting, and I'm going to invest in them today. And those 2 companies are HODL and ETHC. So let's start with HODL. This company is called Cypherpunk Holdings Incorporated, and it goes by the ticker symbol HODL. It's currently trading at around 20 cents Canadian per share, and it's got a very small market cap of $32 million. So what does the company do? Well, they invest actually in crypto assets, and they also invest in companies that are related to the blockchain or that work in privacy technology. And as we can see from the Cypherpunk website, the portfolio of the company is made up of jointly Bitcoin and Ether, and also a number of different companies that are in the blockchain and crypto space. So for example, they've invested in Animoca Brands, which is a company that does crypto gaming, and for instance, created the Rev token and the Sand token. Now this company doesn't have a lot by way of revenue. They do earn some interest income from some of their holdings, but really they're kind of tied to the fluctuations of the price of crypto, because a lot of what they're invested in is those cryptocurrencies. I do think it's an interesting company, so I'm gonna add $75 worth of HODL to the portfolio. And really this is all about testing out different strategies. So we'll see if Millennium Bug was correct that this stock might actually moon at some point, but either way, I do think it's an interesting play, so I'm gonna add it in here. And the second stock that I'm adding to the portfolio today is Ether Capital Corp, or ticker symbol ETHC. Now this one is trading for $5 Canadian per share, but it's slightly larger. It's got a market cap of $163 million. Now, what does this company do? Well, if we go over to their website, they say right off the bat that they're investing in the Ethereum ecosystem. Okay, my interest is piqued. And here we can see what this company is actually invested in. So their portfolio is made up mainly of Ether, the actual token supporting the Ethereum blockchain. They have a balance of 43,512 Ether on the books, which is valued as of the time of this recording at just under $260 million. And actually, I just wanted to confirm to see if that was accurate, and turns out it is. So remember that figure, $260 million worth of Ether just straight up. Then they also have a very small amount of staked Ether with 32 ETH. And I'm actually a little bit curious about this, why they've only staked such a small percentage of this. This is basically one staking node. You need 32 ETH to be able to stake on your own node, as opposed to pooling your ETH with someone else. I'm not going to get into the technical specifics of that here, but it does seem like they're leaving a lot on the table by only staking 32 of their 43,000 ETH. Anyways, aside from ETH, they've got a couple of investments in blockchain companies, but the total value of that is just over $10 million. So really, it's a small fraction of the value of the total company, and I feel like these are probably more speculative bets, although they do sound interesting, and maybe they'll pay off at some point in the future. Going back to Wealthsimple Trade though, you can see that at the current price of $5 per share, and with a market cap of 163 million, I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect here, and unless I'm missing something fundamental, and if I am, please tell me, is there not an arbitrage opportunity here? Because if they've invested in ETH to the tune of almost $260 million, then the value of the company should be at least that. And to confirm that, if we look at the most recent balance sheet for the company, which is from September 30th of this year, it's not like they have a lot of short-term liabilities. In fact, they barely have any liabilities at all, just $250,000 worth. So it's not like all of that ETH is purchased on borrowed money. Also, if we zoom out to the 5-year performance of Ethereum Capital and then compare that to the price of Ethereum, you can see that it does roughly mirror the same pattern. For instance, back in late 2020, the price of Ethereum skyrocketed, and also back in late 2020, the price of the Ethereum Capital Corporation skyrocketed as well. However, more recently, I feel like there's been a bit of a divergence. You can see that the price of Ethereum, the underlying asset, has continued to skyrocket, whereas the price of the Ethereum Capital Corporation has stayed relatively stagnant or kind of plateaued. So based on that alone, I do find this to be an interesting opportunity. And who knows, maybe some of the other assets in the portfolio, like the marketplace that they've got going in San Francisco, will actually end up being successful as well. So I'm gonna place an order for 15 shares of Ethereum Capital, and we'll see what happens with this one. Anyways, there you have it. The total penny stock portfolio is valued at just over $1,500 Canadian, and I have 25 companies, 25 penny stocks in this portfolio. Now the objective here is that maybe one of these will go to the moon, will 10x at some point, and that could make up for any losses that I'm experiencing in the other positions. With penny stocks, you've got incredible volatility, and obviously that could go both ways. So there's a lot of risk to this portfolio, but I think by spreading out my bets across almost 30 companies at this point, I've got some pretty solid diversification. So unless the market tanks completely, I don't see this portfolio going to zero. I'll continue to bring you updates on the portfolio as it develops and as I get more money to add into new positions so that we can see how this performs. Realistically speaking, I don't think that the ROI of investing in penny stocks so far has done very well. For instance, if I look up VFV over the same period of time, which is the last 3 months, it's up 2.3% as opposed to being down 8%. So currently I'm underperforming the market pretty significantly with this experimental portfolio, but that's the whole idea anyways, to try and take some risks and to see what the ROI of investing in penny stocks through these different strategies will actually be. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video entertaining. If you're planning on making investment decisions, especially in penny stocks, definitely do your own due diligence. Don't do what I do by investing in random penny stocks, and maybe consult with a certified financial planner. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.